Let's go. Let's do some more. 3 hours, little break, another hour. How the heck are you? Yes, I'm back and I'm here to win. You're right about that, Daniel. We got NFL, we got Major League Baseball going on. Huge series for the Giants, game two, and they're off to a good start, 2-zip. The finale tomorrow afternoon before they go to LA to take on the Dodgers for four. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about tonight? NFL? How bad was Geno Smith last night? Oh my gosh. If you're a Raiders fan, that was putrid, huh? Chargers look good. Chargers look good. They really do. They look good. What do you want to talk about tonight? Hit me up. What do you want to talk about? And we'll go in whatever direction you want. Send me a message via the chat line. We can talk about the NFL. We can talk about whatever else you want. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Still can't believe we got to hear you on the radio again. May you have continued success. Thank you. Should the Kings make their first round pick unprotected? I sure as hell wouldn't. I wouldn't trade a first round pick unprotected because they're not going to be a playoff team in all likelihood. Geno Dennis probably killed a lot of people. He was terrible, huh? He was terrible. All right, you can give me a call just like Justin. Let's not mess around. Let's get him right on. Justin, how are you?
Hey, Grant, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, anytime. So start off with college football.
Yeah.
Big Gamecocks fan. What a disappointment it was against Vanderbilt. That was a horrible game. And in all honesty, Grant, we just got Mike Gundy, I believe, is our new offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
He's horrible. I
terrible.
do not understand for the life of me. Well, I expected the run game to be bad because Rocket Sanders left last year, which is expected. And people thought
it didn't help that your quarterback got hurt in the game, but still, and I give Vanderbilt credit, but 31-7 on your home field, 31-7 at home. I mean, that's awful.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, I mean, being the number 10 ranked team, I mean, looking back in retrospect, against South Carolina State, we didn't do that well. The offense was horrible there too, and we only won really because we had 2 punt return touchdowns. Credit
other
to
other than the first drive in your first game against Virginia Tech, where you got the opening kickoff and went right down the field, I wasn't that impressed with the offense against Bob Tech, with the exception of the first drive. I mean, the first drive was clockwork. You're like, oh wow, and then what happened to the offense? And then you're right about game two. So yeah, there's a big concern there.
Yeah, I mean, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that other than Nicholas Harbor, who's a phenomenal athlete, by the way, but he's only good at route running. He cannot catch to save his life, and the rest of the receivers can't catch or get open as well. So I think, to be honest, I think we'd be lucky. The Gamecocks would be very lucky to end up around like the top 20, maybe like 16 or 17 at the end of the season, but it's going to be tough.
That would be a big disappointment because, as you know, they finished so well last year. I thought they should have made the college football playoff, and they didn't. And you beat Virginia Tech, but they're not that good. And losing 31-7. And listen, Vanderbilt's not chopped liver anymore, but you can't lose 31-7 to Vanderbilt on your home field. That's just awful. You think Shane Beamer is good there? I mean, what's your thoughts on Shane Beamer?
So I think Beamer is good. I think he's actually really good. I wish he did a little bit more with the special teams because, the Beamer family is known for a lot of trick plays, especially on special teams. He doesn't really do that as much as his father did. I think he's a good recruiter. I mean, we've gotten, I think, 2 5-stars, 3 5-stars since he's been there, a bunch of 4-stars. Yep. I just think he hasn't made the correct hires, especially on offense, just with the OC. If anything, I think by the end of the year, if the offense doesn't perform the way that he wants it, we're definitely going to have to switch back again, and which would suck for LaNorris because he's a sophomore. So, I mean, if he gets another offensive coordinator, it's going to be basically another reset for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that. But I like him. I think he's a very gifted quarterback, and I don't know if that would be the best idea for South Carolina. I'm with you there.
Yeah, and I mean, same thing with Clemson. As much as I hate Clemson, as a Gamecock fan, how bad were they too?
Horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're already 1-2. That's terrible.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, Grant, there's a lot of teams in the college football realm that just don't look as good as we thought. I mean, Texas, Arch, as scrutinized as he is, he honestly does not look, the way he should have. I mean,
he's close to losing his job. He's close to not being the quarterback anymore in Texas.
Yeah, exactly. And then you look at even like Florida, how disappointing are they as well? I don't think there's any coach in college football in general regardless of conference, that's in the hot seat as much as Billy Napier is right now.
Oh, no question. He's definitely on a hot seat. He may not finish the season. They've now lost 2 in a row. They're in, or excuse me, they didn't lose 2 in a row. They lost the opener. They won week 2. They lost last week. You're right. He's on very thin ice in Florida.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's unbelievable just seeing just how much of a shakeup the college football realm is. I mean, for example, with the with the Heisman Trophy running, I didn't think that Garrett Nussmeier out of LSU was going to be particularly good, but he's on a really good start right now.
Yeah, he's off to a very good start. They like him. He's good. He's a veteran quarterback. I think he's 24 years old. He's solid for sure. Anything else?
Yeah, actually, with the NFL, just thoughts on the Giants, man. I've never seen any player. I think it's the first time in history that a player has had 4 straight penalties on him with James Hudson. I mean, I remember watching that, and I was flabbergasted. They better have let him go. Which is just how bad. But I mean, that's the story.
It was embarrassing, and they did right. They should have taken him out of the game, and they did. That left tackle position's a nightmare without Andrew Thomas, who's their best offensive lineman and an All-Pro. I don't know if he's playing Sunday night against Kansas City, but that was embarrassing. And listen, the Giants outplayed Dallas, and they don't win the game, so that's just bad news.
I mean, they shot themselves in the foot right there. I mean, there were several teams that did that. I mean, you look at, for example, Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I get that he's also very, very heavily looked at because, I mean, he was considered a generational prospect. But honestly, that game wasn't on him. I mean, he should have had at least 4 touchdowns in that game. But unfortunately, just kind of like with the Gamecocks, he has probably one of the worst receiving corps right now in the league.
And Justin, look at Denver. I mean, they get a penalty on a kick that was no good for leverage, which is a no-no, and then it's a 15-yard penalty, and the Colts kick a game-winning field goal. So, I mean, there are teams that shot themselves in the foot on Sunday and Saturday, as you point out. You're exactly right.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool to see that with NFL teams. I think it's so cool to see that people are starting to emphasize really the offensive line and special teams. Back, even like 10 years ago, no one really cared about those positions. All it was, the quarterback and maybe a good running back and wide receiver. But now it's just interesting to see that a lot of the momentum shifting now towards, we need a really good kicker. And it's hard to find good kickers in the league nowadays. Yeah. We need a really good left tackle or offensive line. And it's really hard to find that, especially in free agency and in the draft. It's kind of with the Giants, they've drafted offensive linemen all throughout the past decade. And they've probably only hit on one of them, which was Thomas, which is crazy to me.
That's right. They've missed a lot. I mean, Eric Flowers, left tackle, they missed. Evan Neal, right tackle, bust. They've had a lot of high draft picks over the recent years that have not materialized. And that's why they've not been in the playoffs very much, because their offensive line's been terrible, Justin.
So last question, Grant. What do you think about, now that the MLB season is about 2 weeks done, do you think that Judge is going to retain his MVP, or do you think there's an outside shot that Cal Raleigh could win it? Because Raleigh has more home runs, but is worse in pretty much every single other statistic.
Yeah, I think Judge is going to win the MVP. I think he'll be the American League MVP. I saw the Yankees were up 8-1 or 10-1, and then I looked, it was like 10-8, and I'm like, gosh. I'm like, let me look at the score here. They were up. They were up. Do you have the score in front of you? Yankees.
I do not put up.
I mean, they were up. Let me see here. They were rolling. They were up by 7 runs, and then I look about 15 minutes later, and the game is a 2-run lead. What's the score there with the Yankees?
Yeah, it's 10-8. The Twins in the 5th and the 6th scored 7 runs in just 2 innings, so it's going to be tight. But let me tell you, man.
Thank you, Justin. I appreciate your call. It's a good one.
Yeah, anytime. Thanks again, Grant.
Hey, thank you. All right, we moved from Justin to Dorian. Dorian, what's going on, buddy? It was so great to see you at Bennett's the other night, my friend.
Of course, man. I had such a great time, meeting BJ and so many other, people that really support you and support Rhino, and now supporting, Fox Sports Sacramento. Again, if you don't have the app, download it, 3 to 6 Friday, Grant's on, and you can listen to Grant, listen to Grant, the team and stuff like that.
I'm glad that you called tonight, because I want to get your thoughts. You asked me a question as it related to Mexico and basketball, and I gave a rather lengthy answer Was there anything I said that
Sure.
surprised you or that you wanted to add to that?
No, not at all, Grant. That's the reason why I called is because unfortunately my call got cut
Yeah.
off. I was on my commute back home. But basically, you were saying is, you were saying for the people that didn't get to listen is the possibility of an expansion to having an NBA team in
Yes.
Mexico City, which you're saying that one of the
Yes.
top investors,
Correct.
correct? And that the camaraderie in the community and how many people would actually really support, and obviously like for players, right? The altitude, raising a family there,
Yep.
and all these other different aspects of the team. But basically, my point, Grant, was as a kid, obviously growing up a Kings fan, I always admired
Yep.
Eduardo Nájera and how important he was for the Latino community, because soccer is still king in Mexico and a lot of Mexican and a lot of Latin American countries. But if you know the team, the Capitanes, where Juan Toscano Anderson
Yeah.
played, right? I mean, the crowds there, if you've seen highlights or you watch videos, the crowds there are amazing. I mean, basketball is a very inclusive sport, just like baseball. And it's a really growing sport in Mexico. So like people like, Juan Toscano Anderson, Eduardo Nájera, Jaime Jaquez. I mean, there's not really a lot of Mexican Americans, a lot of Latino players that are playing in the NBA. And I think we're at a point now where it is really important for Latin American players to grow the sport internationally for basketball, because basketball is a very inclusive sport, and it's also a very, very much rising. Like you were saying, there are basketball courts in Southeast Asia and all these other different countries. It's a very, very inclusive sport. It's not like golf or tennis where these sports are expensive to get into, right? Baseball, obviously, with how important Latin American players are for the MLB and baseball. So it's kind of really interesting to get your perspective, one, from the Mexico City side, but also for me as a Mexican American, and really like looking up to all these Latin players, Latin professional athletes, how important it is for basketball to continue to rise in countries like Mexico.
Money is not the issue in Mexico City, because I know the investors group, they've got more money than they know what to do with as it would relate to having an expansion team there. It's all the other things, and then the league deciding whether or not they feel they could make it work or not. But I mean, I had a great time when I was in Mexico City. It was the only time I had been there. We were there, I think, 3 nights. I loved it. I love going to see new cultures. I've been to Mexico many times. I mean, I've been to Mexico in my life probably 10 different times, to different regions of Mexico, and I love it. It's a great country. But that was my first time to Mexico City. But again, we're talking about high altitude, bad air pollution, horrible traffic, and there are some issues there that I think could be problematic for an NBA team.
Yeah, totally. I definitely agree. As far as I think, like you said, like Seattle, Las Vegas, I mean, those are the main 2 cities that are on the radar for the NBA. I don't know if we'll see an expansion team to go to Mexico, but there would definitely be sellout crowds every game, because people there are very passionate about sports, very passionate, obviously, about soccer, Liga MX, etc. But they do love their basketball.
Were you born in America?
I was born here in America, Grant. Yeah, but I spent a lot of time in Mexico, and I love Mexico.
Yeah, it's a great country, and the people are great.
For sure. Grant, do you think is it Brandon Aubrey? Do you think he has the biggest foot in the NFL as far as like the biggest like?
He seems to be automatic from anything inside 65. It seems like automatic.
That's crazy. I mean, it's for me, playing college football, 15 years ago. 2010 was my first year at Sacramento State. And it's really interesting how I believe Justin was saying the importance of special teams now and all these other aspects of the game. I did notice a stat watching the 49er game this past weekend that now that kickers are kicking the football in the landing zone, there's about a 70+% return rate now, and very much more than what it used to be. And I believe it's much safer for the players that are on the field. I mean, you don't have guys. You have guys obviously running at you at full speed, but not like how it was before.
Well, I like to see the ball in play instead of touchbacks. And I think it's great that, kickers now are pooching the ball inside the 10, forcing a return. And I like it. I think it's good. I'm so tired of the ball being kicked out of the end zone and a touchback. I mean, I've never really liked that.
Yeah, totally. Well, thank you so much, Grant.
Listen, man, I appreciate the heck out of you. Thank you for everything. Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you, man. We're always here to support you. Hit the like, subscribe, download the Fox Sports app Monday through Friday.
I love it. Take care, buddy. All right, good stuff from Dorian. Hey, if you want to add to the show, please do so, and I would be more than happy to put you right on, just like Justin. Good call. What a way to start off the show, Justin and Dorian. Great way to start off the show. Absolutely love it. I accidentally I deleted my New Works Plumbing graphic. So just look at my ugly face for 30 seconds, because Dorian knows this, and so many of you. I'm about loyalty. New Works Plumbing has been so loyal to me from the first time that I started this podcast in early October of 2020. I love talking about them because I know the people that own the company, run the company, and the people that have reached out to me and said they've used New Works and they've been great. So thank you to New Works Plumbing. I'll get a new graphic up. They've got a fix for you. You can check them out online, newworksplumbing.com, NEWWRXplumbing.com. New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you. All right, what else do you want to talk about? I don't want to talk about the Cowboys anymore. I'm going to get ill. All right. Let's see. Dennis says, was right. There's always something, as in why he's a free agent. I had to do some digging, but I saw it. Always. Absolutely. I forgot to ask, does having an all-time great in the locker room with young, raw players really help their development? Excited to see how KD affects Jabari Smith and the development of the other young players you're talking about. It depends. Like Vince Carter, when he was in Sacramento, always had an arm around the younger players and took in Justin Jackson. And so it depends who that individual is, whether they are amenable to helping out the younger players. Everyone's different, you know. Preston says, when I am traveling out of the country, do I recommend renting a car or using other ways of transportation? Is it different driving in other countries? Well, you have to have an international driver's license in a lot of countries. That's number one. Number two, a lot of countries outside of the United States have the steering wheel on the right side and not the left side, which means that you're driving opposite than you are accustomed to in the US in terms of direction. So you have to be very, very, very conscious of where you are on the road when you make a right and left-hand turn, because it's opposite what you're used to. So it just depends what you're comfortable with. I've done both, but it depends what you're used to or what you're comfortable with. Do I think the Chiefs will finish West? I'm a fan, and it's not looking good right now. Last? No. I think the Raiders will finish last. I had Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders at the beginning of the season. Those were my picks. I think the Chargers are the team to beat. To me, through two games, they look like the most complete team. I would never write off a team with Patrick Mahomes. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. All right. When are we going to the next Bennett's party? I missed the first one. I don't know. I'll let you know. Says, let me tell you, Justin Herbert looks more and more like 2020 and 21 Herbert. Unreal talent. Hope Harbaugh lets him throw more. You don't have to throw more. They're 2-0. Let them go win the way they're winning. You know, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I wouldn't worry about it. I would just be happy with how well they're playing. All right. Hey, Sunrise Landing in Calusa. Go to CalusaSunrise.com and you can check out everything. All right. At beautiful Sunrise Landing. This is a Blazona development project, many models to choose from. Remember, there's no Mellorews, there's no homeowners, right? Various lot sizes. These are beautiful homes. Adjacent to the Calusa Golf and Country Club, I-5, Highway 45, Highway 20 will all get you to Calusa. So, you know, again, no matter where you are, you can get there. Check it out. Go to CalusaSunrise.com and check out Sunrise Landing. Glad to have you with us here on If You Don't Like That. I'll be coming your way tomorrow again at 7 o'clock, right after I get done with my show on Fox Sports Sacramento. All right, I would love some feedback. Do you like what's going on? All right. Am I giving New Works Plumbing a refund? No, I'm not giving them a refund. I did a very nice commercial for them. That's funny. Am I giving them a refund? Well, you don't think I was effective? Now we're talking about it again. So they're getting two mentions. No. That's a good question, though. Are you happy with what you're hearing on the radio during the day? Would you like to hear something different? I'd like to use this format as a way to discuss my radio show and what you like and what you don't like. Chiefs are not effective running the ball, the source of their problems. It is a big issue early on in the season. Sam says that's the thing. Harbaugh is letting him throw more. As a diehard Chargers fan, last year was a lot of running. And with Herbert getting way under 4,000 yards, I give credit to Harbaugh. They just look like they're in really big sync right now. How do I comment, or how do I feel when people comment all over the news, YouTube videos in support of you? Sacramento fans can be loyal. I give them that. It feels great. I'm not going to lie to you. It feels great. I like the support. That's why I came back. I mentioned that on my first show. It's not the Grant Napier show. It's our show. Just like this show. It's not my show. It's not Rhino's show. It's our show. Because without you, I don't have anything. So, of course, it feels good. But I also, I know people don't care for me. I'm fine with that. I'm in the entertainment business. I'm in the public eye. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Says Harbaugh has always been a run-first coach. Glad to see the offense seems more balanced. 2-0. That's the balance I see. I like your strong opening statements on your show. Thank you. I appreciate that. How do I feel the radio show is going? Has anything surprised you in my return? That's a great question. I'll be able to answer that a lot more when the Kings start playing. Here's the big difference from when I did my show previously to 5 years later in 2025. The big difference is a lot of people now listen to my show via the Fox Sports KSAC app, as opposed to listening to 104.7 FM or 890 AM. A lot of people just listen on their phone. I mean, you're still getting the show, but I've noticed that I'm not getting as many calls as I did previously, but I also know it's not King season, and I know I will. And part of that is because of the app, and I'm fine with that. I like telling stories, and I like talking. But I, to be quite honest with you, I would prefer more phone calls, and I think I will get more phone calls when the Kings start playing. That's very nice of you, Grant. But let's be honest, you're honestly really talented. Blah blah blah. And I'm not saying that just to suck up or anything. It's just facts. Well, thank you. I don't really like talking about myself. You either listen or you don't listen. You appreciate me or you don't, but you have to make that choice. I've never really bragged or talked about myself. I just don't really feel comfortable doing that, but thank you. All right. New Works Plumbing, is that how you spell it? No, it's NEWWRX. All right. New Works Plumbing. And the number, just go to New Works, NEWWRX Plumbing.com. Okay. Just go to the website, NEWWRXplumbing.com, Dennis, and you get all the information. And tell them that you heard about them on this show. I appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate it. I'm on the app on the phone, but when I'm in the car, it's 8:90 a.m. Appreciate you, Dennis. I love your support. What about Daniel Jones and the Colts? Looks much more comfortable in a simpler, more conservative offense, such as Indianapolis. And you know what else, Justin? How about an offensive line that's a lot better than he had in New York? Let's not forget about that. If you're using your app on your phone, how are you supposed to listen to the show at the same time? Hello? You are listening to the show on the app on your phone. That's how you listen to the show, on the app. I don't understand your question. What is my ideal sportscasters for Sunday Night Football? I honestly miss Al and Chris together. They were my childhood. I think Mike Tirico does an excellent job, but I love Al Michaels. Al's still getting up there in age a little bit. I don't think he's as sharp as he was. But yeah, I loved Al and Chris Collinsworth. I thought they were a great team. But I'm a big Mike Tirico fan. Peter says that didn't come out right. All right, Peter, you can hit me up again. All good. No problem. I like Chris Collinsworth. I think he does a good job. Mike Tirico's a pro. Al Michaels is one of the great talents of his generation. Great. Dennis says Fox app, YouTube, or the radio, you can listen to the show from 3 to 6. Dennis needs to be my agent, like my publicity manager. And so does Dorian. You guys should work together. Dennis, I'm sorry you didn't make it to Bennett's on Thursday. Dorian was there. We had a lot of guys there, Dorian. And we had some gals there. We had a mom who had a 2-month-old baby there. It was great. Do I think that Mike McDaniel makes it through the season? Does Tua or Tyreek get traded mid-season as well? Tua won't get traded. No, I do not think Mike McDaniel makes it. I just don't. I don't. Al is close to 80. Is he 80 now? Peter does not understand live streaming, but to his point, many are listening after the fact on their own schedule, not live. Yes, that's very true. And I'm very well aware of that. And that's the world we're living in today, just like on this show. Most people don't watch this show live. Most people go back and watch it at their leisure. And I'm fine with that. You know, I'm fine with that. That's the world we're living in. In the future, would you ever release a book? Yes, I've talked to somebody about that, and I'm waiting for my lawsuit to be completed, and then I'll make that decision. Tirico, Collinsworth, Michaels, legit. No doubt. No doubt. That's actually crazy. I would have thought Al was 60. Wow, 60. Al would love to meet you. Peter, just listen on 104.7 FM, better quality than AM, but with a little delay. All right. I don't think Al's 80. I think Al is 78. I'll tell you right now. Here we go. How old is sportscaster Al Michaels? Oh, my bad. He is 80. Wow. He does look great for 80. Open forum, best live. What's the title of the book? Roll up your sleeves to your freaking neck. What do you think, Dennis? What do you think would be a good title for my book? What do you think? I'd have to think about that, buddy. I haven't even thought about it. What a shame about Joe Burrow. That being said, if he wins Comeback Player of the Year, he'll be a 3-time winner. Might as well name it the Joe Burrow Comeback Player Award. Very true. Very true. Was John Madden an incredibly good sportscaster? I didn't grow up listening to Madden at all, so he's just a legend in the books that I never listened to, but is highly regarded. He and Pat Summerall were the best. Pat Summerall and John Madden, great. Phenomenal. Great. And then John Madden went to Monday Night Football, great. Al and John were great. John Madden was tremendous. FM station doesn't come in Stockton. Yeah, you're a little bit too far away. But John Madden, great. Like, you rarely would turn off a game if John Madden was one of the broadcasters. You wouldn't, you know? And you'd really say no to a meal from Bennett's when it's put in front of you. I don't know why you would. It's phenomenal. Prime seafood and steak at Bennett's, whether it's the Sacramento location, this West Side Grill in Rockland, or the Roseville location. Bennett's has so many options for you. I love their menu. Brian is great. Go to bennettsrestaurants.com to make a reservation. Don't forget about their weekend brunch. Don't forget about all of their happy hour specials. Go to bennettsrestaurants.com and you can check it out. All right, let's get to another phone call. Corn Dog, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
Doing great. I guess on the topic of favorite sportscasting duo, for me, I grew up as a kid playing Madden and stuff. It was Al Michaels and John Madden in the game. Really love that. Currently, probably on college football, I really love Joel Klatt and Gus Johnson. They're fantastic together. Gus Johnson, you know, he gets more excited than anybody. Like, if there's a big play happening and you're in the other room, you hear him scream, you're running over.
I know Gus personally. He's a little over the top for me sometimes. I think he gets a little bit too excited, but I agree with you. I love watching games with Gus.
And then I want to talk about this Green Bay team because I think they're fantastic.
They're good on both sides of the line of scrimmage, and they're good on the line of scrimmage. They control the offensive line of scrimmage. They control the defensive line of scrimmage, which is huge.
Oh, that's how you win games. Line of scrimmage. That's where it's all won at, because your quarterback can't do anything if he's running for his life. Just look at Justin Fields and Caleb Williams when they were in Chicago. They can't do anything. Like, no matter how talented you are, if you have 6'5", 300-pounders in your face all day, you can't see over you. You're just running. Yeah.
I like Green Bay right now. I ranked my top 5 on the radio today, and I had Green Bay at number 1. They through 2 games, they look to me to be, the most complete team. And I picked them over Buffalo, and I picked them over Baltimore because I think the back end for both Baltimore and Buffalo is a little questionable. So I think that needs to get better. But the Chargers,
I have
and I like
on.
what huh?
I have questioned that Buffalo's secondary too, because there's
That's
that
what I
play
said.
where Derrick
Yeah.
Henry was outrunning their corners and safeties, and I'm like, Derrick Henry's like got 100 pounds on these guys, and he's that
Yep.
much fast. Like, you guys have some problems on your secondary that can get picked apart by the right quarterback and coordinator.
Uh-huh. Well, all right. Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
I had Sean Salisbury on my show today, and I got irate watching the Tennessee-Georgia game when Tennessee got so conservative on their last 2 drives, and instead of trying to win the game, they tried not to lose the game, and guess what? They lost the game. I thought it was horrible coaching.
Yeah, I did call you a little bit about that too, when I was going off on Haynes King and Georgia Tech. Again, if you guys didn't listen to it, I did call. I'm all in on Georgia Tech running the table, like undefeated ACC.
Yeah, and I apologize. I forgot that we talked about that yesterday. I apologize.
But yeah. If you want a quick run, I think Georgia Tech, they have the easy enough schedule too. I think they're going to be undefeated by that Georgia game. They gave them
They got an easy schedule.
Yeah, they gave them all the business last year in Athens. It's going to be in Atlanta. I think Haynes King punches their ticket to an undefeated season and Heisman candidacy.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what I love about you? You call things before they happen. You're not a hindsight 2020 guy. You make predictions before it happens. And I've always
I'm sold. If there was stock, I'd be in New York right now buying as much as I could. If there was Georgia Tech stock, like if I could just somehow buy a stock right, I would.
I love it. I love it.
And Packers right now, I'd buy as much as I could right now too. I don't see a team compared to the other teams. Some teams have walked in the victory. Green Bay has not walked into a victory. They have won their games. They have absolutely won their games, and that's a definitive team right there.
Well, they got to stay healthy, like all teams. Like look at Cincinnati.
You know what? They have the receiver depth to survive this Jaden Reed injury right now. They have a lot of ball catchers out there, and Tucker Kraft's playing good. Matt Golden, I think, is gonna get more comfortable in the NFL system. He was open on a couple of plays that the ball just didn't reach his hands. So I think he may be breaking out very soon. He was the fastest guy in this last combine, so he has the breakaway speed. He's got good size. He's got good route running.
Well, I love when you call, and I love the information. So what's the big college game you're going to keep your eye on this Saturday? Which one you have circled?
Oh, man, there is a good amount
ready. There's some good games coming up on Saturday.
I really, really want to see this Auburn-Oklahoma game and this Nebraska-Michigan game.
Okay.
All right. I really want to see how legit Dylan Raiola is versus a real defense.
All right, I have another question for you because Justin has a good question. Would you buy Vandy stock? They should win their next 2 games and be undefeated when they go to Alabama.
This was also part of the call too, where I said it was crazy that their over and under for the season total was at 5.5. I said, you won't take Diego Pavia in 6 games. Are you kidding me?
I know. Hey, what do you think would happen if Diego Pavia was the quarterback of Texas instead of Arch Manning?
If you give Diego Pavia any of these power programs talent, if you put him at Florida right now, you put him at Ohio State right now, you put him Texas right now.
Yeah,
I think they would be front runners.
I agree. I totally agree. Yep.
That he has the moxie. He has everything you want, and this, and he did it against the biggest and the best. They had last year when they were playing Alabama. Nick Saban called them, Vandy's where your fans are there more than they are, and he took that. I swear he took that personally. To quote Michael Jordan from The Last Dance, he took that personally, and he went in there and said, "I'm here."
Corn Dog, great stuff, man. I appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem, guys. Later.
All right, good stuff, man. Love it. Just good stuff. Love it. Dennis, how about a title for my book? How about All Books Matter? How about that, Dennis? You buy him first class tickets to Nashville. Oh my gosh. I love it. Man, I love watching Diego Pavia play. I really do. I really do like that a lot. I like it. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. All right. Tomorrow, I'm going to be coming on at 7 o'clock, and we're going to talk more about everything going on. Reggie Miller called Gus Johnson out during an NCAA basketball game live on the air. What did he call him out over? I don't remember that. What was the issue? I didn't see that, you know. Hey, Grant, I haven't been able to catch your show the past few days. What are your thoughts on the Clippers situation? Do you think there will be a penalty? Great question. I can't say whether I think there will or not because I don't have the inside information on the ongoing investigation. But if the league finds that they try to circumvent the salary cap, the punishment will be very, very, very severe, and it will set the franchise back immensely. So I can't tell you what I think will happen because I don't know the facts of the case. That's going to be very interesting to follow. I like Kirk Herbstreit. I'm a little bit tired of the dog, though. I'm a little bit tired of the dog. I got to be honest with you. You know, I know that when the dog died last year, and I'm a little tired of that, to be honest with you. And I love Kirk, but that's just, and I love dogs. But you know, I'm watching football. You know, enough with the dogs. Would you please? My opinion. I know a lot of people would disagree with me, and I love dogs. They were disputing a play, and Reggie thought he was being ridiculous. All right. Yeah, shout out to Nick Kurtz of the A's. There's a chance they might be very good for the first or for the last year in West Sacramento. Maybe. That would be good. That would be good. You know, let me see what the, so anyway, we're all good. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm coming back tomorrow. All right, I'm coming back tomorrow right after I get off the air, a 1 hour break. I'll be on at 7 o'clock. Appreciate everyone. Thank you very much. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.